And Dr. B claimed that at the writing of his book to have cured 3,000 cases of stomach ulcer with water alone. Because the first place that the water is taken from is the lining of the stomach, and the first place it goes to is the lining of the stomach. So a glass of water, half an hour before the meal, the first thing it'll do is it'll thicken that mucosa lining on the stomach.
Do you feel a burning pain in your stomach, especially on an empty stomach? Or maybe you experience bloating, nausea, or even unexpected weight loss. Signs like these could point to a stomach ulcer, a condition that affects millions worldwide. In fact, around 5 to 10% of people will develop a stomach ulcer at some point in their lives, often due to factors like stress, diet, or bacterial infections. But you don't have to rely on medications with unwanted side effects. What if I told you there's a simple drink that could help soothe your ulcers naturally? Sounds too good to be true? Well, stay tuned as we break down how this easy-to-make drink can support your gut health and help you feel better fast. As a thank you for joining me today, we're giving away 100 free copies of my best-selling book to subscribers. So if you haven't yet, hit subscribe, like this video, and comment why you want to win.
Helicobacter pylori is blamed for stomach ulcers. Students, what's the cause of stomach ulcers? Well, the number one, it's actually dehydration.
Besides dehydration, here are the main causes of stomach ulcers. 1. Frequent use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs. NSAIDs are a common class of pain relievers that include ibuprofen, aspirin, and naproxen. They are widely used to reduce pain, inflammation, and fever. While these medications are effective, prolonged or excessive use can damage the stomach lining, increasing the risk of ulcers. NSAIDs work by blocking enzymes called cyclooxygenases, COX-1 and COX-2, which produce prostaglandins. Prostaglandins help protect the stomach lining by promoting mucus and bicarbonate production, both of which form a barrier against stomach acid. When NSAIDs inhibit these enzymes, the stomach becomes more vulnerable to acid damage. People who take NSAIDs regularly, especially in high doses or for extended periods, have a higher risk of developing ulcers. The risk is even greater for older adults, individuals with a history of ulcers, or those taking corticosteroids alongside NSAIDs. Symptoms of an NSAID-induced ulcer can include stomach pain, heartburn, indigestion, nausea, and in severe cases, internal bleeding. To reduce the risk, doctors often recommend taking NSAIDs with food or switching to alternative pain relief options such as acetaminophen, which does not harm the stomach lining. In cases where NSAID use is necessary, medications like proton pump inhibitors or H2 blockers may be prescribed to protect the stomach lining. 2. Chronic stress and poor diet stress has long been associated with digestive issues, including ulcers. While stress alone does not directly cause ulcers, it can significantly contribute to their development and worsen existing ones. When the body experiences prolonged stress, it releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which can increase stomach acid production. Excess acid can erode the stomach lining, making it more susceptible to ulcers. Stress can also lead to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and poor dietary choices, all of which can damage the stomach lining. People under chronic stress may develop irregular eating habits, skipping meals or consuming processed and acidic foods that irritate the stomach. A poor diet also plays a role in ulcer formation. Diets high in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats can disrupt gut health and weaken the stomach's natural defense mechanisms. Alcohol and caffeine, in particular, can increase stomach acid production, while spicy and acidic foods can worsen ulcer symptoms. A lack of essential nutrients such as vitamin A, vitamin C, and zinc can slow the healing process and leave the stomach lining vulnerable to damage. Managing stress is crucial for preventing and treating ulcers. Practices such as regular exercise, meditation, and getting enough sleep can help regulate stress hormones and improve digestion. A diet rich in fiber, lean proteins, healthy fats, and probiotics can support gut health and strengthen the stomach lining. Drinking plenty of water, avoiding late-night eating, and maintaining a regular eating schedule can also help reduce ulcer risk. 3. Excessive alcohol consumption. Alcohol can have a serious impact on the digestive system, especially when consumed in large amounts or over a long period. While moderate drinking may not cause significant harm, excessive alcohol consumption can weaken the protective lining of the stomach and make it more vulnerable to ulcers. Alcohol irritates the stomach lining by increasing stomach acid production and reducing mucus production. The stomach relies on mucus to form a protective barrier against acid, and when this barrier is weakened, the acid can start to damage the underlying tissue. Over time, this irritation can lead to inflammation and open sores, which develop into ulcers. Heavy alcohol use can also impair the body's ability to heal existing ulcers. Alcohol interferes with blood flow to the stomach lining, which slows down the repair process. It also disrupts the balance of gut bacteria, which play a role in digestion and maintaining a healthy stomach environment. The combination of alcohol and other risk factors can increase the likelihood of developing ulcers. People who drink heavily while also taking NSAIDs or carrying an H. pylori infection face an even higher risk. Symptoms of alcohol-related ulcers can include persistent stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, and loss of appetite. In severe cases, ulcers can lead to bleeding, which may cause vomiting blood or black tar-like stools. Reducing alcohol intake or quitting altogether can help protect the stomach lining and allow ulcers to heal. If drinking is a regular habit, cutting back gradually and replacing alcoholic beverages with water, herbal teas, or non-acidic drinks can help reduce irritation. A diet rich in whole foods along with proper hydration can further support gut health and aid in the healing process. Now let's discuss how you can cure stomach ulcers naturally.
To heal that turf wall, number one, probiotic. Now the best time to take a probiotic is 3/4 of an hour before breakfast, because we want it to go all the way down there. And remember what I said in the morning, your pyloric sphincter is open. If you take it with the meal, the pyloric sphincter is shut, and if you've got nice strong hydrochloric acid, it could actually successfully just about wipe it out. So we want your probiotic to go all the way down here, which it will do if you have it early in the morning. Number two, there are 3 food groups that are like kerosene to a fire on the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. One is the hybridized wheat. The other is dairy. Cow's milk's excellent milk for baby calves, and I do acknowledge that some people do quite well on the raw milk, but the current figures are 60% of people are having trouble with dairy. One lady said, well, what milk do you drink? I say, I'm weaned. I've got teeth and I eat food. You see, milk's for babies. We're the only creature that drinks milk past babyhood. Did you know that? And refined sugar. And I'm referring to the pure crystallized acid that's extracted from the sugarcane plant. These 3 foods are like kerosene to a fire on a gut that is not working well. Number 3, there are 2 herbs that contain growth stimulants that can stimulate rapid healing in the lining of the gut. Also, these 2 herbs are a bit slimy, and it has to be slimy because our gut is slimy, okay? One is aloe vera, and the other one is slippery elm. And as the name implies, when you add water to it, it goes a bit slippery. Slippery elm is the powdered bark of the slippery elm tree. And the way to mix it is you put a teaspoon of water into the, a teaspoon of the slippery elm powder into the cup, And then you pour in a little boiling water. If you pour boiling water into it and mix it, it'll go smooth. And then you pour a little cold water in and then you can drink it. If you pour cold water in, it'll go all lumpy. Now my son Peter used to like the lumps, but my son Peter was a bit different. Most people don't like the lumps, but that's the trick. You pour the boiling water in and it'll go thickish, and drink it quickly before it goes too thick or you'll be eating it with a spoon, but that coats and soothes the lining of the gastrointestinal tract.
Slippery elm is a natural remedy that has been used for centuries to support digestive health, and it can be especially helpful in combating stomach ulcers. This tree bark contains a substance called mucilage, which becomes thick and gel-like when mixed with water. This soothing gel coats the stomach lining, forming a protective barrier that helps prevent further damage from stomach acid and promotes healing. The protective coating created by slippery elm reduces irritation and inflammation in the stomach. This is important for people with ulcers because the constant exposure to stomach acid can make the sores worse. By forming a barrier, slippery elm allows the damaged tissue to heal while also providing relief from pain and discomfort. Slippery elm also stimulates mucus production in the digestive tract. Mucus acts as the stomach's natural defense against acid and harmful bacteria like H. pylori, which is a common cause of ulcers. Increased mucus production strengthens this barrier, making it harder for stomach acid to erode the lining and create new ulcers. Slippery elm contains antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect stomach cells from damage. Chronic inflammation in the stomach can slow down the healing process and make ulcers worse over time. The antioxidants in slippery elm help counteract this by reducing oxidative stress and supporting overall gut health. Digestion can also improve with the use of slippery elm. It helps food move smoothly through the digestive system, preventing issues like acid reflux and bloating, which can worsen ulcer symptoms. By soothing the entire digestive tract, it creates an environment where ulcers can heal more effectively. Drinking slippery elm tea or taking it in supplement form can provide relief. Mixing slippery elm powder with warm water creates a thick drink that coats the stomach lining almost immediately. Capsules and lozenges are also available for those who prefer a more convenient option.
I'll tell you the story of a man who came to our health retreat. He was Kenyan. He was 40 and he had ulcerative colitis. Sometimes it can be called Crohn's disease or irritable bowel, but basically they are all inflammation of the lining of the small, and sometimes it can be the large intestine. So the different names imply different irritations in different parts, but you know, the same thing cures them all. So this is Crohn's disease, irritable bowel disease, colitis, ulcerative gastritis. That basically the same thing will heal them all. So this man came and I looked at what food he ate, and guess what was his favourite food? Wheat. He ate a lot of bread, ate a lot of wheat cereals, he drank a lot of milk, and he loved sugar. He was eating those three foods. He had just had a flare-up, so he was on anti-inflammatories and he was on cortisone. What does cortisone do? It just stops the body getting inflamed. Why is the body inflamed? Because of this. You see, it makes no sense. It's like cutting the arm. Oh, it's all right, we'll just put a Band-Aid on it. Cut it again, just put another Band-Aid. Cut it again, just put another Band-Aid on it. If you don't turn the tap off, you're still going to be mopping up in the other corner. So at Misty Mountain Health Retreat, we gave him a double dose of probiotic every morning. We don't serve any of those foods. We gave him slippery elm 4 times a day. I gave it to him in the morning, I gave it to him in the middle of the day, I gave it to him at 6 o'clock at night, and he had another dose just before he went to bed. First 2 days at Misty Mountain are juices. So every 2 hours we serve fresh fruit and vegetable juices. And I thought, on the juices he might really start going. Now I have to tell you that he had a flare-up a month before, and he'd reduced his cortisone by about half, so he was on about 10 milligrams when he came to us, and his anti-inflammatories he'd reduced by half. So the first day, at the end of the day, I said, Joe, how are you going? This is all he used to say. Good. How many times have you gone? 4. That was fairly usual. Second day, juices all day. How are you going? Good. How many times are you going? 4. I also think it was a little hard to talk about such things with a lady, for him being Kenyan. Wednesday, we started eating. You see, if he'd said to me he's going 10 times a day, well, I would have just given him slippery elm every 2 hours and we would have taken him off the juices. See, you adapt and adjust according to what's happening. But because he was going all right, third day, we started eating food. By the end of the day, I said, how are you going? Good. How many times are you going? 3. Wow. I said, are you still bleeding? No. Have you got cramps anymore? No. Now you and I, we'd be jumping up and screaming, but he was very, very quiet. By the end of the week, I said, how are you going? Good. How many times are you going? 2. Amazing. But let me tell you something else. Because he had not reacted badly on the juices, and because on Wednesday he was going 3 times, and because he was no more bleeding, and because he wasn't cramping, I made a suggestion. I said, why don't you try stopping your medication? Is that safe? I believe it was, because his body had responded so well. There's no way I'd say that if he was still going 10 times a day. Can you see? You adjust accordingly. Now, if he suddenly started to go 10 times a day when he'd stopped the medication, what do? Do you go back on the medication? No. You see, because he's at the retreat, we're watching him carefully. If he'd started to go 10 times a day, I would have given him slippery elm every 2 hours. If he went 15 times a day, I'd give it every half hour. It's very safe. It's very safe. Can you see, the more serious, the more you do it? So he stopped his medication Wednesday. So Thursday in the afternoon I said, how are you going? Good. That's all he'd ever say. How many times are you going? 4. So he'd gone from 3 up to 4 stopping the medication, but hey, that's pretty good. And remember what I said by the end of the week? So that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, twice a day. Off all his medication. Incredible. Incredible. I did meetings in Sydney 3 months later, and he was there, and he was in the front row, smiling like a Cheshire cat the whole time. He was very, very happy.
Using slippery elm consistently can lead to noticeable improvements in ulcer symptoms. Pain and discomfort may decrease, digestion may feel more balanced, and the risk of further stomach lining damage may be reduced. While slippery elm is a natural remedy, it is important to consult a doctor before using it, especially if taking other medications, as it can interfere with absorption. By incorporating slippery elm into a daily routine, stomach ulcers can heal more effectively and overall digestive health can improve. This gentle, natural solution provides both relief and protection for those struggling with ulcers. Now let me reveal a tea that can help soothe and heal stomach ulcers, licorice root tea. This herbal remedy has been used for centuries to support digestive health and is especially beneficial for those dealing with ulcers. The key compound in licorice root, called glycyrrhizin, has powerful anti-inflammatory and protective properties that help repair the stomach lining and reduce irritation caused by stomach acid. Licorice root tea works by increasing the production of mucus in the stomach. This extra mucus forms a protective barrier over the ulcer, shielding it from further damage while allowing it to heal. At the same time, licorice root has natural antibacterial properties that can help fight H. pylori, one of the main causes of stomach ulcers. By reducing the bacteria's ability to stick to the stomach lining, this tea can support the healing process and prevent future ulcers from forming. Drinking licorice root tea can also help balance stomach acid levels. While stomach acid is necessary for digestion, excessive amounts can worsen ulcers and cause pain. Licorice root helps regulate acid production, preventing further damage while maintaining proper digestion. This makes it a great option for those who experience acid reflux or heartburn along with their ulcers. Making licorice root tea is simple. Add 1 teaspoon of dried licorice root to a cup of hot water and let it steep for about 10 minutes. Strain and drink it warm, preferably before meals. Drinking this tea once or twice a day can provide soothing relief and support long-term healing. For those who need a milder option, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, DGL, is available in tea or supplement form. This version has the glycyrrhizin removed, making it safer for long-term use, especially for people with high blood pressure. By incorporating licorice root tea into a daily routine, stomach ulcers can heal more effectively and overall digestive health can improve. This natural remedy provides both protection and relief, helping to ease discomfort while supporting the body's ability to repair itself. And there you have it, a simple natural drink that could help soothe your stomach ulcers and support your gut health. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more health tips. Give this remedy a try and let us know in the comments how it worked for you. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one.